Hi, good morning. MaryAnn here. I'm coming to you today because I want to share with you my most favorite time of the day on the farm, which is early morning. I am always a fan of watching the morning mist out on the fields around me. And the other thing is I am in a kind of a somber mood, not sad, celebratory. But as some of you know, we lost our most senior citizen in our herd. Was it yesterday? No, it was 2 days ago. Yesterday we buried him. And it's so quiet on the farm without him. It's always quiet on the farm, but he was such a special needs horse. And if you had special needs horses, you know that they take so much more effort, energy, thought, care, consideration, management. And then so when that's gone, it creates something, an empty space, creates an opening. And one of the most interesting things about horse ownership, I've podcasted about this. I've talked about, what is the responsibility that we have as horse owners to our horses? What is the commitment that we make to them? And Harley was a great example of the commitment that we make to our horses when we bring them into our lives. He hasn't been ridden in many years. He actually never really liked it. He was 36 years old, but it was always a problem to ride him. It was never easy. He never enjoyed it. I can't ever remember. He's my daughter-in-law's horse, but I can't ever remember a trail ride that he loved, or, he just never liked it. Saddle fit was always a problem. It was always hard for him. But what he got really good at was equine-assisted psychotherapy. So one of the things that I do is I travel with my horses to different institutions to help people grow and learn by way of the horse. And so we've been doing that for since 2006, so a long time. And he was such a people horse. He loved people, and people loved him. And I have to say, he wasn't a particularly fancy horse. He was like a kind of just a dark bay, and he was, as he got older, his face got all white, and but he was always really healthy. He was always a horse that, he just seemed to never be expiring, and I mean, 5 years ago we thought, all right, well, this is the winter, we'll lose him. And then, 4 years ago, we thought, all right, well, this is it. This past New Year's Eve, we spent walking him for hours and hours. I have a photo of the whole family walking this horse, for hours and hours and hours, because he was having some digestion issues, but finally, he didn't just get better the other night. And we called the vet, and the vet came, and the vet gave him some pain management meds, and she gave him some IV fluids, but it didn't seem to help. It seemed to only get worse. And we stayed with him for hours and tried to walk him, but his agitation and discomfort level just kept getting worse. And then when we eventually called the vet to come back for the purpose of euthanasia, he just really spiraled downhill really quickly. He ended up, falling on the ground and probably dying of a heart attack, which is, what I ultimately think happened. And, we talked about, it's a sad way to go, and, second guessing, well, should we have had the vet euthanize him earlier? And the simple fact is that he always gets better. He has these bouts of pain in his belly, and then he gets better. And this time he didn't get better. And Rachel, who owns Harley, her mom said something I thought really profound. She said, this is not a bad way to die. He really was only in this severe discomfort for the last hour, and then he died. Like, he had 36 years of good health and a good life, you know. I mean, he helped people all over the country, you know, and I say that because he participated in so many EGALA trainings. This is Valentine. He and Valentine were like joined at the hip. She's clearly, hi darling, you clearly have been into something that has stickers in her for long. She's definitely mourning his loss, you know. She's quiet and moving slow. I did, when Harley actually passed, we actually brought him to a space where we felt like it would be safe for him. And that's where he passed. But after he passed, we brought Valentine out to see him. She's such a quiet horse. She really just like never says a word. And she had been calling for him. I had her with us most of the day. I rode her while I ponied him, and I sat on her while Rachel walked him. And you know, we hoped that if she was grazing on the lush grass, that he would also try to do that. You know, we definitely used our herd mindset to help him along. It just didn't. He wanted to, you know, it just didn't work for him. But so it was dark, and he passed. And when I brought her out, and so this is interesting, right? Because we all mourn in our own ways. We all mourn differently. And when I brought her out, she came over and she was real quiet, and she kind of was with him, didn't touch him, didn't smell him. She just was there next to him, and looking around and just kind of being there in a really quiet way. And then she started to graze near him, and I spent about 10 minutes with him. And then I brought her back out, and I put her back here on the track. And then I brought Sterling out, my stallion, who is, if you can see him, he's in that shed right there. He's sleeping or something. Sterling and Harley were great friends, and I brought Sterling out because he was calling too. And the way he was mourning and the way that he processed it was so different than the way Valentine did. He came over and he was smelling him like intently, like with his nose like pushing on him and smelling him all over, and really like communicating, being really intentional about it. And then, you know, I stayed with him for about 10 minutes. The blind girls watched, which was interesting. You know, I don't know what blind horses can see, but they had a front row seat to watching, and were definitely part of all of it. And so, yeah, as the days go on, you know, I find myself having 10 minutes to come and do a video for you, because I'm not busy feeding extra horses and cleaning up after, you know, a special needs horse, and doing all the stuff that I need to do before I leave for the day. So in any event, I wanted to encourage you, when it comes time for your horse to pass, have courage, have heart, be with them, every step of the way. We even in Harley's final moments, his person Rachel was doing her best to stay safe, and just being by his head and petting his head and saying, "Good boy, you're all right. Good boy, you know, you're all right. You're all right, Harley, you're okay. Good boy, we're here with you." Like, just to help him with some reassurance. I don't know what that did for anybody. Helped me a little bit, I know that. I don't know what that did for the horse. You know, but I do believe he heard her. I believe even in that place of distress, he heard her. And this is the second time for me that I've experienced not having the vet be able to get here, and just being with my horse through the dying process. So I just want to encourage you to have heart and to have courage and to stay connected, stay with your horse, keep showing up as who you've been for your horse the whole time. Don't go into your own grief and lose your own mind before your horse passes. You need to be there for them, you need to be the rock that you are for them. You need to be the person that you are for them. And so just some words of encouragement about that. Happy to support you in that. If you needed to chat, or if you want to just post some comments here in the below this video, I'm happy to come in and look at them and share any insight that I might have. And I'd love to hear your stories. One of the things that we know is cathartic when a loved one passes is to gather and to share and to commune with one another, just like the horses do. Be a community and be part of something. So it's my encouragement for you. And so thanks for listening, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.